In the first season of the Overwatch League, we saw many superstar players make some insane plays every time they went on stage. If a player like Prophet or say Biobi was out there, then it was guaranteed you were going to be part of a very entertaining experience. With this being in mind, I thought I'd share with you guys the player at every position that entertained me the most this season. Just know that this isn't supposed to be a list that everyone agrees on. I'm in no way saying that these guys are without a doubt the most entertaining players at every position. This is strictly my opinion and no one else's. It's perfectly fine if you share a different opinion than mine. If you do disagree with some of the players I have put on this list, then feel free to tell me your favorite players to watch in the comments section. And before I dive into this, I wanted to give an honorable mention to Carpe, who just barely missed out on this list. He was a ton of fun to watch, especially with the way he carried his team all season long. Now then, with that out of the way, let's kick things off with the tank line. The main tank I enjoyed watching most this season was Fissure. There is no one quite like him out there. There aren't many main tanks who can hard carry their team every game, but Fissure certainly showed us that he can. He transformed the LA Gladiators from a mid to low tier team to one of the best in the league. Usually a main tank is someone that is not the main playmaker on a team, but Fissure showed us that he was the superstar of the LA Gladiators. I've never seen someone get so many clutch picks on Winston and Reinhardt before. He always knew the perfect time to use Primal Rage or Earthshatter during a game, and I think my favorite Fissure moment came against the LA Valiant on Oasis, when he just kept harassing Agility's Pharah as a Primal Raging monkey. Like, that was absolutely hilarious. That was amazing. But anyway, I expect Fissure to continue this level of play regardless of where he plays next season. Now let's move on to the off tank. The most entertaining off tank of Season 1 for me is Poco. While Poco is certainly not one of the best overall off tanks, he is without a doubt one of the most fun ones to watch. His outstanding diva play is the main reason why I put him on this list. After all, Poco is the self-destruct king. The guy had so many crazy bombs that it felt surprising when he didn't get kills when he ulted. And although we all remember Poco for his outstanding diva play, people often forget how awesome his Zarya is too. He always seemed to have insanely high charge when playing as her. It's hard to point out a favorite Poco moment just because there are so many amazing plays that he was a part of. Now let's talk supports, shall we? At main support, I have what could be considered one of the most obvious choices on this list. The main support I enjoyed watching most in Season 1 is none other than Neptuno. I'll get straight to the point and say he was easily the most bloodthirsty main support in the entire league. And it's not close. In fact, he's probably one of the most bloodthirsty supports ever in the history of professional Overwatch. He by far had the most kills as Mercy in Season 1. Anyone else remember that time on King's Row when he killed 3 people as Pistol Mercy? That was easily one of the most hype moments for me in all of Overwatch League. His Mercy isn't just the only character he's bloodthirsty on though. He can also play a mean Lucio. If you pay close attention to the kill feed during a fusion game, you'll see that he usually gets at least 1 kill during a team fight as Lucio. I freaking love it. As a person who mostly plays support when playing Overwatch, Neptuno made me and many other support mains proud with how awesome he was in Season 1. On flex support, I have yet another obvious choice. The flex support that entertained me the most throughout the season was Jonek. There was no other person more suitable to take this spot. Let's just be honest about it. Jonek is the world's deadliest Zenyatta. For God's sake, the guy was so good that he won League MVP. He did over 10,000 damage per 10 minutes on Zen. That should be illegal. The man is just too good at that hero. He's one of the main reasons why NYXL had such a successful first season in OWL. Anytime a game was being played from Jonek's point of view, it was time to get pumped, because it was almost guaranteed that he would get a few kills. Whether he was killing a pesky Tracer, harassing him, or just getting a simple 3k, you knew that Jonek would do something to get you hyped. Anyone else remember that time when NYXL was playing London Spitfire on Blizzard World, and Jonek charged his ult twice in one fight? That was easily my favorite Jonek moment from Season 1. Now let's move on to DPS. At Hitscan, I have Pine. Pine isn't just insanely good at heroes like Widowmaker and McCree, but he's also one of the flashiest players in the game. Pine loved to do those crazy flicks as well as some insane flanks that no one else would even dare to do because they're just so risky. Anyone else remember that flank he did against the Valiant in Stage 4 near the end of Point C on Gibraltar? I've never seen someone go for such a crazy flank before. He was literally at the Valiant spawn. Pine is a living highlight reel that gave us countless plays to remember. Just imagine how many more he could have given us if he played during Stage 2. It's difficult to point out a play he made that was better than the others though. There were so many crazy McCree moments like on Ilios where he was getting 3 or more kills during fights, and he basically did the same thing on Widow more than a few times. Pine is so insane at the game, so I felt that it was necessary to include him on this list. And last, but certainly not least, at projectile DPS, I have Agilities. I'll be honest, there is a lot of bias with this one since Agilities is one of my favorite players, and he plays on my favorite team, but those aren't the only reasons why he's here though. Agilities is an incredibly talented DPS player. He isn't just one of the best Genjis in the league, but he's also one of the most entertaining ones to watch, and this is proven by the fact that he always seems to get a lot of value off of his Dragon Blades. He tends to get very clutch ults where he gets 2 to 3 kills every time he uses Blade. He's just a lot of fun in general to watch on Genji though, as he's extremely accurate with his shurikens and he's just really good at the hero. And as a result, he tends to get Blade quite fast, which is another entertaining thing to watch when you're looking at Agilities and how he plays, as nothing's better than watching his ult percentage go from something like 5 to 100 in the span of 30 seconds. It's absolutely incredible. And while Genji is his most famous hero, Agilities, Pharah is also one of the best in the league. No one dominates the sky like Agilities does on Pharah. I feel like he wins a majority of the Pharah battles just because he's so damn good at hitting the direct rockets onto mid-air targets. I swear, the guy is a living, breathing aimbot when he's on that hero. I know that Agilities is a bit inconsistent at times, but when he's feeling it, he can win games all by himself. My favorite match that Agilities played in was during Stage 4 when the Valiant faced off against Seoul Dynasty. He absolutely dominated Fleta and the rest of his team on Lijiang Tower and Nepal. Agilities looked like the king of control maps. His Pharah honestly looked like it was the best in the entire league during this game too. I freaking love Agilities, and I'm sorry for fanboying out right now. I just can't help it. Anyway, there you have it guys. Those were my favorite players to watch at every single position during Season 1 of the Overwatch League. Like I said at the beginning of the video, feel free to tell me which players entertain you the most throughout this season down in the comment section. As always, I ask you guys to please hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, as it's a way of telling me that you guys want to see more of these types of videos here on the channel. And finally, if you're new around here, I recommend you subscribe and enable notifications so you don't miss the next video. Thank you all so much for watching, and now I'm out of here. See you guys next time.